I believe the governor should spend his time protecting the health and safety and welfare of citizens of Colorado rather than acting like the chief lobbyist for the oil and gas industry. In fact, I think he should literally quit drinking the fracking Kool-Aid. Now, Phil Doe knows a thing or two about water. For years, he was a Department of Interior official working on water and irrigation issues for the Bureau of Reclamation. His concerns about fracking's threat to our water supply caused him to join Be the Change as their Environmental Issues Director, and he travels the country educating people about the water issue, and he's going to say a few words today. Phil Doe.
Thank you very much for allowing me to speak to you. I have to admit at the outset that I'm part reptile, and when it gets very cold, my brain slows down. So I'd like to bear with me. Louder? Yeah. Is that better? Okay. I'm supposed to talk about water, and I will, but I'd like to say a few things about what the governor is planning for you all. He thinks he has the right to tell you that the oil and gas industry can take your parks, your hiking trails, even your backyard.
No fracking away.
He says he's going to take your police powers too when it comes to oil and gas industry. He and his merry band of 16 inspectors will take over the regulation of the oil and gas industry in your city. Now, I'd like to read for you what the state constitution says about your home rule rights. It says, in part, the people of each city or town shall always have the power to make, amend, or replace their charter. This shall be their organic law. It's your reason for being. And extend to all its local and municipal matters. Now, the governor seems to think that the state constitution is nothing at all, except words on a page that doesn't have to be observed. He also seems to think that the 14th Amendment is not of any consequence to him. That you don't have equal protection under the law. Well, you do. And he can't rescind that. He simply can't. Okay, that's what I have to say about that. You have a real fight coming, and the laws of this country are on your side, no matter what the governor says. Now, let me talk about water before my brain turns to ice. One of the things you have to realize about fracking, the horizontal fracking that the industry wants to practice throughout the state, is it's brand new. And there are just very few wells in the state that are actually horizontally fracked. But when they do frack, they need 5 million gallons of water per well. And oftentimes, they'll put 8 wells on one pad. A pad will start out with 20 acres and maybe be compacted to 10 acres. And they do that on one section of land. So they use 40 million gallons of water on one section of land, and they destroy all that water. That's enough water for the uses of 2,400 people for a year. It's 8,000 truckloads in and out to deliver that water, and that doesn't talk about the chemicals. So how big do you think this is statewide? Well, nobody knows because the state isn't watching. This is really the oil and gas industry state, make no doubt, the way it's being regulated. But we think that the oil and gas industry already owns 20% of this state. 20% of it. That's 20,000 square miles. That's a landmass larger than 9 states in this country. It rivals the size of West Virginia. Yet we don't have one study as to what that means to our future, our water supply, our air, our health, our social well-being. Not one, and not even one is planned. This stuff has to stop until we have a better understanding of what's going on. I just wrote an article, Wes helped me, and we tried to calculate what the overall water supply or water demand would be. And we think in a few years, maybe 7 or 8 years, that the annual water requirements of the oil and gas industry state would be over 40,000 acre-feet a year. Now that's because they use it all, because they destroy it, because it can't be used for anything else. That's enough water for the domestic needs of 800,000 people. In case you haven't noticed, folks, all of our rivers are over-appropriated. We don't have any water for the oil and gas industry. Now, they can buy it, they can take it, because apparently the governor is not going to require them to go into court to get an appropriated right. We need to stop that. This is a big, big battle, and it's going to take all of us to do it. But let me tell you something. If you think you're too small, just think of yourself as a mosquito. But not any old mosquito. Just think of yourself as a mosquito in a tent on a rainy night in August. You have power you can't even imagine. So go in there and tell them that you want your city back. It doesn't belong to the oil and gas industry. It belongs to you. Our state constitution says it does. And the 14th Amendment protects that right. Thank you.